because for professional development, I'm taking that college class for my work, and I had to do it's a little special. It is, and like I developed, and it was about art, and like, can I interview Katrina about the art here? And so I got to like do a deep dive, and it's this place in Somalia just unique, retreat. It's over in downtown Denver. It's close to the hospitals. Yeah.
Go ahead and grab yourself grab a bolster and 2 blocks if you don't already have them. And then we're gonna kind of join Emily on where she is right now in her journey. So if you want to take your bolster and bring it underneath, you also have the option to lay it behind the spine. Just any soft space that's going to allow you to simply settle in. So there's no right, no wrong. Thanks for being here with me this morning.
Thank you for teaching us.
Yeah, of course. Welcome in, welcome in. My name's Kaylee, for those that don't know me or even need the gentle reminder. And this morning we're here with Gentle to Beginner Yoga. This class is very special to my heart, special to my practice, to my offering, and everything that I am, because I choose to embody being gentle. So when you step to this mat, up to this class, to the space, you invite the notion of being gentle with yourself. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. Go ahead and do that 2 more times. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. 1 more time with intentional awareness. Breathe in through the nose and fully exhale. As we come to our mats, we remind ourselves that being gentle is being vulnerable. The spaces that we move into, the twists, the asanas, everything in between. I always invite the remembrance of your breath. Our breath is one of the first things that we ever grew to learn without even being taught. So as we create the gentle awareness of our breath, it creates a deeper connection to who we are in any moment in time. A moment to simply pause and reflect and even settle in a little bit more. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. 2 more times. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Again. Exhale. See the remembrance of our breath, even as we're still, creates the intentional awareness within the body. So the body begins to settle in, the mind, the heart, and every beautiful cell beneath your physical body settles in. And this comes through layers. The willingness to discover at any moment. Chance to reorganize, to restructure, to even rediscover. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. 1 more time. fully exhale. Take a moment to settle in, to remind yourself that there's no rush to go here nor there. Dedicated the hour back to yourself. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Then be gentle with the body as you begin to take the bolster and bring it out to the side, no matter where you are. Allow yourself to lie completely flat towards the ground. And begin to settle into the now. Notice the layers. Notice the subtle shifts. Notice the attunement of the breath. Notice yourself settling in even more moment by moment, breath by breath. One more breath here. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to take your arms, bring them all the way above the head, get nice and long, move nice and slow with yourself. As you move the wrist one direction and the other, maybe even the ankles. Maybe you shimmy the hips from side to side. Take a deep breath in as you really get long through the fingers, long through the toes. And pause. And then fully exhale and settle into the space. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, get nice and long through the fingers, the toes. And exhale to soften it. One more time. Inhale through the nose, get nice and long. Stretch through the hips. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to take a gentle bend at the knees as you bring them up towards the chest. Wrap your arms all the way around in a small ball. And before you begin to move, can you sit here with stillness? Can you notice the pelvic bone settling into the ground? Can you notice how if you slightly tuck at the chin, it elongates the spine just a little bit more? And we take this moment to settle in because it rediscovers a layer, because you've been here before. But can you notice how any minor adjustment just simply allows the pelvic bone to settle in a little bit more? Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Now you can take the curiosity. You can play. You can move from side to side. Whatever it is that you may need here, can you discover it with a space of attention? Because the thing about the layers is that we've always been there before. The feelings, the emotions, anything that arises. And we tend to skip through to the very next thing. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to pull the knees just a little bit closer. This time take your forehead, bring it all the way up to the knees and pause. Notice what it feels like to maybe even drop the shoulders here just a little bit. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, release the head all the way back down to the floor. Keep the tuck of the knees and pause. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale as you bring the forehead to the knees. Notice the space. Notice how you can settle in a little bit more beyond the layer. Take one more breath. Inhale through the nose. And then fully exhale as you release the head all the way back down to the mat. Pause. We'll go one more time. Inhale up. Notice how you can adjust, how you can soften. One more breath. And then fully exhale as you release the head. You can release the bend of the knees. Take your feet as wide as the mat and let the knees lock in towards one another for constructive rest pose. And again, before you start to move, can you really find the attunement of what is here? Because as we settle into the layers, we still the body, we still the mind. The heart begins to speak. Because yoga is just a practice that brings us to the physicality. But it's a gateway to what really lies beneath the surface. The rediscovery of who you are. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale, maybe take a subtle tuck of the chin as you elongate the spine. And then as you exhale, release the knees off to the right side of the body, creating a little bit of a gentle twist for yourself. Again, taking whatever it is that you may need to settle in. Notice on the inhale how the spine can elongate. And then on the exhale, the knees can become just a little bit more heavy. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as we use the momentum of the breath to bring the knees back towards center. And then exhale as you release them on over now to the left side. Again, allow yourself to settle in. Our life is always moving so fast. Whether we have the intentional awareness or we don't, we notice the day glide by right before our eyes. So again, when you come to your mat, you set the agreement, you set the intentionality of slowing down time, connecting back to yourself. You set the intentional awareness of settling in. The intentional connection of letting go of the outside world in order to tap within. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. One more time. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to bring the knees back towards center. Take a moment to pause and then start to toe heel your feet all the way back towards the center. And then release the knees out to the width of the mat, coming into the space of Supta Baddha Konasana. If you have your blanket nearby, maybe even take that and place it onto the belly. Blanket activates as a sense of support to help the momentum of gravity, to allow the spine that connects to the pelvic bone to be soft, to be heavy, to feel a sense of support. A lot of the times when we come to our mats, we'll have the relationship, the sense of support systems, the blocks, the bolsters. Or at times we may feel that we don't need them, that we know how to support ourselves. So the relationship that we carry, the sense of who we are on the outside, being independent, self-resilient. When we come to our mats, we can let that go. We can notice how support allows us to settle in. We notice how support creates space in our hearts. We notice the support allowing the layers to shed away. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Maybe weigh the head from side to side. Take a moment to swallow, release the tongue from the top of the mouth. And let the mind wash away. Let yourself be gentle to be here. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you use the hands to support the knees as you bring them up back towards the ceiling. You can unrelease the legs as you lay them all the way out in front of you. Take a deep breath in to settle in and fully exhale. I'm going to try one thing here, just for a space of reflection. On our next inhale, we'll tense up every muscle within our body, from the fingers to the nose, the toes, knees, everything that you can imagine. We'll create a space of tension. And then we'll pause. And then we'll fully let go and release. And we'll do it 2 times. So take a deep breath in just to clear the breath. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. And then as you're ready, we'll inhale for the count of 1, 2, tense the body, create friction within yourself, and pause, and fully exhale. Settle in. Do that one more time. Inhale for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get tense everywhere you can. Nobody's watching. And fully exhale. And settle in. Receive who you are. Reflect on what desire to hold the tension the most. Because the tension that we hold in our body is where we hold the patterns, the wounds, the stories. So when we create the awareness to settle in, to be gentle, we notice where we hold on to. We also get to use that as our drive, a heart's devotion to personal growth outside of yoga. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. If your arms aren't there already, bring them all the way out to a T outside of the body. Get nice and long all the way out through the fingertips. Again, maybe wiggle the head one way and then wiggle the other. Just notice. And then as you inhale, start to take the arms, bring them up towards the ceiling, wrap them around each other as you bring them to opposite shoulders, and give yourself a hug. Notice what it feels like to rotate the shoulders onto the back. to inch the fingertips just a little bit more behind the bones, the fascia, and the muscles. Take a deep breath in, see the willingness of your heart to lift, and fully exhale. Stay here for a few more breaths. Maybe you soften at your throat. Maybe even close the eyes all the way. Just notice the physical connection of gratitude to your body. Because the layers of settling in aren't always easy. It creates shifts, emotions, creates a space of growth in our lives. Too often, we get wrapped inside of all of it. So when we come to our mats, we come to ourselves, we come to a space of our hearts, and we remember why it all began in the first place. Take one more breath here, inhale through the nose, and fully exhale. You can release the arms off to the sides. Just take 2 more breaths here. Fully exhale. One more time. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to bring the knees up towards the chest. Let them roll over to either side, coming into the space of the fetal position. Letting the heart recenter with gravity here. Taking just a few breaths to recenter. Bringing the weight off the spine. Shedding another layer of settling in. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. And when you're ready, as your next in-breath, you can start to use the momentum of the hands as you start to push yourself all the way up into a seat. And then as you come into the seat, we'll take the bolster, we'll bring it out in front of us. And we're going to come into child's pose. So if you'd like, you can even take the blanket underneath and support the knees here. Take our knees as wide as the mat. The toes uncurl as they connect to the center of the pelvic bone. And bring the bolster all the way down into the hips. Before you settle in fully, take your palms, place them onto the bolster or onto the floor. Notice how when you push into the palms, it lifts up the chest here. Now walk your fingertips out just a few more inches. Push down and open up the heart. And then continue to do that as you walk all the way down. The intention here is that we lead forward with the heart's intention as we come down into the bolster here and rest the head. And you can take your forehead and rest it onto the bolster, or you can do either side of the cheek. And then you allow your arms to be heavy onto the sides. You notice how the weight of gravity supports the back of the hips. And just notice what it feels like to release the pelvic bone, release the hips and the bum all the way down to the floor. And rather than worrying about the structure of child's pose, can you come to a space of feeling supported here? Feeling the weight of gravity along the spine. Feeling the connection going inward. Again, maybe the eyes are closed. Maybe you take a moment to swallow, to release your throat. Maybe even you wiggle around the eyes. because there's always the balance. When we start to settle in to a certain part of our body, we let go of the awareness that other spaces are actually holding on. But we come to that awareness without judgment, with a sense of compassion to let go. So notice where you can soften. Maybe it's not within the physical body. Maybe it's within your mind, within your heart. Letting go of the expectations and arriving to the now. Intentional presence. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. If you have one cheek to the mat or one cheek to the bolster, go ahead and lift the cheek and then rotate it out for the other cheek for just a moment. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Hand to the nose. And fully exhale. One more time. Fully exhale. And your next inhale, you can take the momentum, bring them into the hands as you start to push yourself back up to the tabletop position. You remove the bolster off to the side here. And then we go again for child's pose, but without the sense of support. So we inhale as you come forward, and then exhale as you release on down towards your ankle. If we notice how we bring the hips first, then the hands can follow as they go out in front of you. Just allow yourself to settle in. I recently took on the adventure of moving out of community into a space with just my partner. And it's been a really beautiful journey to rediscover what settling in looks like. Because settling in isn't just linear. It goes up, goes down, from side to side. It creates transparency in your emotions throughout every single shift. It creates the intentionality of being present, really noticing what's alive. It creates a sense of awareness to how do you desire to be supported. And we have people around us, senses of tools to support. But who are you also in the willingness to support yourself? To know that you have the tools, but to desire the discovery of how you can support you. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. Open the throat. One more time, inhale through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to crawl the fingertips out just one more inch in front of you, and then exhale as you crawl the fingers over towards the right side of the body. Maybe you even stack your left hand on top of the right. wherever you are. Push down through the hands. Notice how it can really reach the hips back towards the corner as you take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Notice the space beyond your ribs. Notice the breath that lies beneath you. So you take the awareness on the inhale and fully exhale. One more time here. Inhale to the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to walk the hands back toward the center. Pause. And then exhale as you start to crawl the fingertips over and down towards the left side. Again, the option to take your right hand and stack it on top of the left. Notice how when you push down through the hands, you can rest the hips back just a little bit more. So the reason why I value this class is because whether it's your first time in yoga, or your 100th or 1000th, it invites the concept of slowing down. To going back to where we started, the beginner's mindset. Because the beginner approaches with curiosity. It may want to move fast as a mindset. Then something within tells them to slow down, to cherish the moments that you receive. So here we are. Take a deep breath in through the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to travel the hands back towards center and fully exhale out. Take a deep breath in through the nose one more time here and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to use the momentum of the breath to come up towards tabletop position. Check in with the shoulders as they're over the wrists, the knees are underneath your hips. Maybe wave from side to side just to settle into the wrist and the knees. Maybe even take your toes and you pat them out to the ground to release from child's pose. Wherever you are, take a wide spread at the fingertips. Push down through the hands. Take the navel, the belly button, towards the back side of the spine. Notice how it lifts up the center of your core. And then fully exhale out. One more time here, tabletop. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to release your shoulders. Open up the chest. Begin to curl the spine as you open the throat up for count pose. Pause. Exhale as you start to humble the gaze down towards the seat as your heart as you come into cat pose. Go ahead and follow that for 2 more rounds. Inhale, open up the throat, open the chest. Pause. Exhale as you grow all the way under. Pause. One more time. Inhale, open, follow the breath. Notice the spine. And exhale as you grow under. Inhale as you come back towards center. Pause and exhale. Inhale as you shift the weight forward out towards the wrist as you come over ever so slightly. And exhale as you release the hips back towards your ankles. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale as you come up, follow the breath. Slow down the movement. Exhale as you release back to the ankles. 1 more time. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release as you come back. Inhale as you come up back towards tabletop. And exhale out. Inhale as you take your left hand, place it all the way down in front of the gaze. Take your right hand, start to trace the thumb, trace the wrist, trace the forearm, trace through the collarbone as you extend that hand all the way up to the ceiling. You can rotate this wrist out one way. Maybe even notice what it feels like to release the neck down towards the mat for a moment. Inhale, get nice and long through the fingertips. Exhale as you slowly release the hand back down to the mat. Take 1 round of cat-cow here. Inhale through the nose, open up the chest, open the throat. And exhale out. Curl the belly. Inhale brings you back towards center. Exhale releases you up. Take your right hand now, place it down towards the mat. Left fingertip starts to trace the thumb, connects to the wrist, through the forearm, all the way up through the collarbone and to the ceiling. Again, rotate out the wrist one way and rotate the other. Inhale, get nice and long. Maybe release the head just a little bit here. Take 1 more breath. Inhale to the nose. And then fully exhale as you release the hand all the way back down to the mat. Take 1 round of cat-cow. Inhale, open up the chest, open the throat. Exhale as you curl all the way under. Inhale brings you back towards center. Exhale releases you out to soften. Take your right foot, start to lift it off the mat. Take it over to meet towards your left sole of the foot. Take a deep breath in as you shift the weight forward, and then fully exhale as you start to release the weight on towards the foot. And you can kind of play around with it. So the intention is that the top of the foot is on the sole of the left foot. And then as you sit the weight back, you can kind of weigh out the foot around to massage the bottom of the foot here. So if you take your foot here, bring it here, and then shift the weight all the way back. You can even come up just a little bit, and then you'll rotate from side to side. It's supposed to act as like a little bit of a massage. Just a small little activation for you. For the bottom of the feet. Move from side to side. Start to notice. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. 1 more breath here. And fully exhale. Inhale as you shift the weight forward. Now take your right foot and bring it on the backside of your left calf muscle. Inhale as you shift the weight forward. Exhale as you release back onto the calf. Now this one, if you can sit up, I'd be highly impressed because it's not supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to definitely weigh out any undesired fascia on the backside and any release muscle. So again, if you take your foot, bring it on the backside of the calf, and then shift the weight back. And then you can rotate from side to side. We spend a lot of days walking, running, doing things, standing on our feet. And though we're in yoga, we get to stretch and release and move. Sometimes it's nice to just get in there. Discover that layer, that sense of awareness. You guys are very quiet. I'm usually in the corner like, oh my God, because it's not comfortable. Inhale as you start to come forward. Release that foot on towards the mat, and then we'll go for the other side. So now the left foot comes on top of the right. We inhale as we come forward. Exhale as we release back on towards the mat. And then we just get to play and discover. Maybe you soften or close the eyes all the way. Maybe you notice how your mind has shifted. You notice how the layer of settling in becomes a deeper awareness. Because not all things make sense at the surface layer. But when you're willing to dive deep into it, to create tension and attention, create space. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to lean yourself forward. And then take your left foot and bring it onto the right calf muscle here. You can kind of play around. You can kind of go one way or kind of go lower depending on where you want it. Inhale brings you forward. Exhale releases you back on towards the muscle. There it is. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And fully exhale. And just notice. The beautiful teaching of yoga humbly reminds us that if we continue to go to spaces that we're comfortable, that we feel ease within, yes, it creates this beautiful essence of a flow, connection to the practice. When we step ourselves outside of our normality, we find our edge. And the edge discovers that deep layer of settling in, of creating the awareness of where we really hold on to, and where we can be more intentional. Take one more breath here. Inhale to the nose and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to come forward on towards your hands and knees. Release the foot. And then you can weigh out the feet. Just tapa, 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 tapa. And then inhale as you recenter back towards your tabletop position. Take the shoulders over the wrists, the knees underneath the hips. Take a moment to curl your toes under. Lift the knees to hover just a few inches off the ground. Notice how when you pull the navel in towards the backside of the spine, it creates strength within the center of your core. Take one more deep breath in and fully exhale. One more breath here. Really push down through the hands. Spread the fingers wide like rays in the sun. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, send the hips up, bring the legs nice and long as you come into downward facing dog. Take whatever you need here, every movement. Take the space of discovery. Notice how if you bend one knee and pull the ankle of the opposite leg, it creates a space of awareness within the calf muscles. Notice your breath. Take a deep breath in as it elongates the spine, creates strength, and then fully exhale as you release the head. Allow yourself to become heavy. Take 2 more breaths here, whether it's in stillness or subtle movements, whatever you need. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. One more breath. Let the head be nice and heavy on the exhale. Inhale as you start to use the momentum of your breath to walk your feet forward to meet your hands at the very front of the mat. And then exhale as you release yourself into a gentle forward fold. Let the head be nice and heavy. Maybe release the chest on towards the knees and the thighs here. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And fully exhale. Notice how you could shift the weight back in towards your ankle Shift the hips back a little bit more. It creates a little bit more ease for the body. Let the head be heavy. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to bring your hands up towards your shins. Come up for halfway lift. Drive the shoulders back. Imagine the throat opening up a little bit more as you reach the crown forward. Take a deep breath in. And fully exhale, releases you back into the forward fold. One more time. Inhale, come up for halfway lift. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale, releases you through for forward fold. Inhale as you start to slowly uncurl your spine, breath by breath. Finally, finding yourself coming all the way up to standing. Rotate the shoulders onto the back. Take your hands, open them to the front of the room. Maybe even rock your weight forward and back. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Just keep the eyes closed for a moment. Notice the space. Because the truth of the matter is, when we have the willingness to rediscover who we are, layer by layer, moment by moment, it creates the internal awareness deep within. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. So that on the other side, after the discovery, we have the opportunity to stand brand new, to really stand in the truth of who we are. We rotate the shoulders onto the back, we open up the heart, we open our throat with the confidence to speak on the support that we desire. We root down through the feet, create the sensual awareness of being grounded. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Inhale as you start to raise the arms all the way up. Exhale as you release the hands down through your heart's intention. Pause. One more time. Inhale up. This time as you exhale, release yourself all the way down through your forward fold. Inhale, come up for halfway lift. Exhale, releases you down through forward fold. One more time. Inhale up, halfway lift. And exhale the forward fold. Inhale as you start to walk or place your hands down out in front of you. Step your feet all the way back into a plank position. Take a moment to drive your ankles to the very back of the room. Press down firmly through your hands so it opens up your heart. Bring the navel, the center, the core of who you are to the backside of the spine so it creates strength and that sense of being. Open up your throat as you take the chin up parallel to the ground. You elongate the crown all the way out in front of you. This is probably the moment where you want to release. But can you stand here and hold and notice your breath? Notice your breath through the challenge of the layer of the discovery of your strength. Because that is who you are, beyond it all. This strong, intentional, centered, present human that lies before me. Take 2 more breaths here, nice and strong. Inhale through the nose, and exhale as you release it out the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, you can slowly lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Release your arms off to the side. Maybe lie one cheek down to the mat. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And fully exhale as you wash it all away. Take a moment to reflect. how it felt to be a witness of your strength, to find an edge that you genuinely feel confident in doing. Because before you had the intentional awareness of moving slow, creating strength within your heart, to create strength within your physical body. Take a deep breath into the nose. Fully exhale. If you have one cheek down to the ground, take a moment to lift it up and then release the other cheek to the ground. So the reason why I truly value this class, there's so many, but what I really value about it is that I get to witness the process of moving slow, unfold to a space of confidence, to be strong, to go within the tension, to discover all the tight nooks and crannies within the body. In order to show up to the fullest you. Take a deep breath into the nose and fully exhale. Take one more breath here. And fully exhale. If you're feeling comfortable here, you can stay here. Otherwise, however you choose, take a moment to flip yourself over with your belly to the ceiling. Or you can choose to stay here. Whatever you need. You can even take a few senses of support from the blanket, the bolsters, the blocks, whatever it is. Taking a moment to re-arrive. To rediscover. So again, come back to the space of settling in. Of rediscovering who we are in this moment in time. Take a deep breath into the nose and fully exhale. Just like we did earlier, we'll do one round of the tension holding and releasing. So take a deep breath in as we clear out the breath. Inhale through the nose and fully exhale. And then we'll tense up the body for an inhale count of 1, 2, 3. Hold everything that you can all the way up to the nose. You want to look scrunched and tight, I promise. One more breath, inhale. And then fully exhale as you let it all wash away. And you let go. You settle in. You know the physical work is done in this moment in time. Let the mind settle in the heart. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. You let the throat come to ease. Take a deep breath in, and then you fully exhale to the final resting pose, Shavasana. Allow yourself to start coming back to the physical space around you. Noticing how the larger the breath begins to build, the movements within the body occur. Start to notice how you re-arrive to the space. Taking a deep breath into the nose, inviting any wiggles and movements. Fully exhale. Take one more breath here. Inhale to the nose. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to take the arms above the head, get nice and long, and take a good morning stretch from side to side. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to gently bring the knees up towards the chest. And pause. And then exhale as you lean over to either side, re-arriving to the fetal position. Earlier I said that the breath is the first thing that we learn with ever being taught. And so is the space of the fetal. It's the first yoga pose we ever did. So it brings us back to a space of harmony within. Take a deep breath in through the nose here. And fully exhale. One more breath, inhale. And fully exhale. Inhale as you start to use the momentum of your breath to push yourself all the way up into a seat, knowing that there is no rush to get there. And you'll be keeping the eyes nice and soft, heavy, or closed. Just take a moment to receive. Maybe you take your hands, you place them onto the knees. You rediscover the sense of settling in the now. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And fully exhale. Let the shoulders, the heart, and everything be heavy. Inhale as you rotate the shoulders onto the back. You open up your heart, open the throat, elongate the crown to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And fully exhale. Inhale as you raise the arms all the way up. Exhale as you slowly release the hands, as you connect to the midline, connection of the third eye center, with the intention of peaceful thoughts. Down in through the nose, into the lips, with the intention of loving words. Down through the throat, into the seat of the heart, with the intention of compassionate action. Take a deep breath in. And fully exhale. Know that it is always an honor to be able to practice with each and every one of you here at Karma Yoga Center. A moment of gratitude for not only the practice of yoga, for the intentionality of coming back home to ourselves. Take a deep breath in and fully exhale. Know that the patient divine light in me honors and recognizes the patient divine light in each and every one of you. As I bow to you in your practice today, namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Moving slow. I'm here every Friday. If you want to join me, I have so many different things going on, but this is my consistent thing. I love it. Drink plenty of water today. Moving slow with the body creates a space of dehydration. So lots of water, maybe a good juice and a nourishing lunch, and I hope to see you all soon. Thanks for joining me.
I always wonder if we have friends that join us online. Oh well, we never know.